Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, it's a matchup in the NFC South featuring two QBs that can get it done. It's Drew Brees and the Saints taking on Cam Newton and the Panthers.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now the rookie out of Tennessee, this is Alvin Kamara. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first.
Let's go.
Shift together here from the D-line. They run it again with Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Back to throw here. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
You never know where motivation's going to come from. I remember in 2016, Mark Ingram fumbled in 2 consecutive games and got benched in the 2nd game, but bounced back to go over 1,000 yards for the season.
Yeah, first time in his 6 NFL years that he's done that, finished with 1,043. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They still can't get it. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Zach Line, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. And this one through the uprights and good. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And a movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
Now a play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Found his target. It's Anderson. The 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. C.J. Anderson, 79 yards. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll look to throw here. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Let's roll. Let's go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Setting up the receiver screen here to Thomas. And he's brought down. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
You want to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4? Those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, are usually big people.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Mark Ingram, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
To throw on second down is Newton. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They run again on first down. Anderson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys. All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Throwing on third down, Newton. His pass caught with the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone. They
get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is and now look at him go. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, the 20. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington. And then tomorrow on Monday night, we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
To throw is Newton. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And, a good hit there and knocked down hard. fresh set of downs here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Newton on first down. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there at 22. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. Throws right side, and that's complete. And I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield, in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 53 yards. He'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Luke Kuechly in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Second down, Kamara. And an alley to run. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker, because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency to actually run the football. That changes everything, because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down. Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive.
And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Again, it's Kamara. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Julius Peppers able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board. But the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if While the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Come on now. That's it.
From the gun, here's Newton. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here this first half. When you and I did the weekly commentary updates last year, it seemed like we always used to talk about Michael Thomas week after week.
And it piled up. 92 catches on the season, but the thing that really struck me was doing a New Orleans game and talking with a few of his teammates who talked about how much the game meant to him.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he steps away. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away. And
we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. To throw on third down, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get, because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
They'll set up a throw. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Back to throw now on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's go. Ohio.
They run from the pistol with Ingram. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. See if they stay on the ground for second down. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. They'll drop to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And Lutz's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Funchess with a catch over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 30 yards there. On 1st and 10, Newton. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tyler Davison, never giving up. He's able to keep working and get him for a loss of 12. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And this one complete right side to Funchess. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Forced out to his left. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
They'll run Anderson, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Newton now to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because giving up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
Here we go.
Kamara try the right side. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a...
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. K1 short, forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards.
Come on, let's go. Try and 38. Try and 38.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop him here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 17.
Come on, let's go.
He'll drop to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. It's Marshawn Lattimore, the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
Had an open man that time. They end up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. And a cut to the right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Second and 10, Newton again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Newton. And he's taken down here by the Saints. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing third and long. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing third and long. The shotgun snap for Newton. Now a desperation throw deep. He's got him in. Complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. On first down, it's Newton. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tyler Davison in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. From the 50, Newton. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. That was close to a big play, and just a little bit too far that he was led. He caught it but couldn't stay in bounds, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I have to believe the farther you are downfield, the less your margin for error in throwing the ball, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so they gave it.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Leonard Floyd in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 30, 10, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Panthers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Newton. And shedding through the tackle. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Leonard Floyd.